Hello, learners. Welcome back to the other session of the Unit 2 of Pedagogy of Social Sciences. I am Nurul Huda. I am going to discuss on the second part of the Unit 2, that is imbibing values. So let me just share my screen with you all. Yes, I hope my screen is visible, and this is the topic that I'm going to deal with today, that is imbibing values through social science teaching. So if you want to connect to me, you can connect to me on the given email ID. Yes. So now this is a big question that we need to ask, that is why value education is important. Why it is the need that we are talking about it. So the basic need for it, according to NCRT, the approach they want to have is to understand the values which is being embedded in our Indian Constitution. It's just one example I'm giving here, that NCRT is also giving emphasis to the imbibing of values and applying those values in your life. So basically, we find that the values that we are talking about is something that is being instructed in our classrooms. So these values are nothing but the ideas of being human, being secular, being socialist, being democratic. So basically, such values need to be inculcated and it has to be imparted as it is a necessary part of knowledge gaining. So to achieve this principle of values, we need to understand the existing world to maximize the ecological stability. So this is the reason we are learning about the values. As an educationist, we need to continue by identifying the values of the people in the society. How this is being used, how the societies are evolving, how these values are setting the rules, regardless of their diversions into the society. There are multicultural classrooms, multicultural societies, irrespective of their economical status. Values are something that found a basic ground for the learning to take place or to have the society in a healthy manner. So this is about the need of the values. Now let us see what are the advantages of social science teaching the different types of values. So these are certain values that we are able to see on the screen. So each value I will be discussing in short. So when we speak about the practical value, the social science teaches us how to live in the society. It shows the rules, regulation, law and order. So basically, when we speak about the social value as such, social value is something that is like when we are talking about the social value, it is something that is dealing with your society, how to stay in the society, how to be with your neighbors. Similarly, when we speak about the artistic value, that is the reason we cannot copy somebody's art. We have certain law and order for that as well. Similar to the education value, because education is a powerful tool that will make a society run peacefully. So, when we speak about the national and international values, obviously today we are talking about global earth, like global village, we are calling it as. So, when we are speaking about the global village concept, definitely the values which are imbibed at your nation will be extended towards the other countries as well. When we speak about the cultural value, definitely the concept of accepting the other cultures, living with the cultures, and enjoying the cultures. Basically today when we speak about Indian society, we have so many cultures lying in one nation. So that's the beauty we find in our Indian context. So social when we speak about, when we are teaching social sciences, such values of morality need to be inculcated, how morally we need to be correct, how morally we are wrong or right. That morality will be taught through these values. Similarly, we have domestic values. Domestic values in the sense how the uh, uh, because when we speak about the house, it is also one of the industry that is working. So that domestication, how the things goes on at the house level, everything, all those value inculcation from the parents to the family, all those things are inculcated. Similarly, the political values dealing with the politics of the nation, of the international level. Similarly, disciplinary values, the being very disciplined at your level, being disciplined of how you are choosing your choices, making decisions. And similarly, we have informatory value, which is dealing with the information, which is dealing with the content knowledge and all, and so on and so forth. Similarly, we have vocational values giving emphasis to each job that everybody does, because every job is interconnected and interdependent with each other. So understanding that interdependency and giving significance, giving emphasis to such jobs, every job is important. There is no lower job or higher job. So that is nothing but the vocational value that we can inculcate. Similarly, the practical value, being realistic in nature, is one of the most important need that the value system need to teach us, becoming real or moving towards the reality. So these are the certain advantages through which the social sciences teaching can be done by when we are inculcating values. Now, when we speak about the value system as such, right, when we are talking about the value system as such, it is having certain we expect certain outcomes to be accepted or certain development that can happen. So what happens when we are teaching value based education, or when we are imbibing values, when we are teaching pedagogy? So the first thing what we do is, what we are as a teacher we are doing is developing the social character. Developing the social character in a sense that we are like a school is a social institution, wherein in the social institution they are developing certain, the child is developing its character. It is drawing the individual self into the community, making him aware of its collective life and collective ideas. So such things can be done when we are talking about the value based imbibing values. Similarly, the second thing we observe is developing a sense of belongingness and secular goal. It completely depends upon the how the program is designed and how the subject social sciences can inculcate or implant this sense of belongingness. Because if you have sense of belongingness developed among the people around you or the students among you, they will have a progressive mindset, and they will have a ability to think about their neighbors, think about the town, think about the region, think about the nation and beyond. So if you develop such sense of belongingness that you are important and you belong to this world, then definitely they may set certain secular goals. Now let us switch to the third one, that is the impacts education for identification. How the social sciences is developing an impact into the identification, social educational identification, how it is developing. Basically, when we observe that when the child is growing, he needs some adventure as well as security. He needs different part of the play as well as sense of belongingness. He must increasingly identify himself with the work in life, the achievement and the aspiration of the community. So basically, every child must discover their own role and special contribution that they have to make to the society. So in this way, we can find that every child is finding life satisfying and work self-rewarding themselves, and they are in a way self-realizing. When they are self-realizing, it is implementing or it is showcasing the impact of education. So this value imbibing will also impact the identification of education. Now let us switch to the other one, helps in a clear understanding of democracy. When we speak about democracy, it is one of the very special value that every child learns when it comes to social sciences learning. It spreads a clear understanding of democracy and to secure the wholehearted acceptance of the values on which it is based upon. So the modern democratic institutions and the ideals are so different from the social political patterns of our past, because It makes necessary to teach democratic value directly than incidentally, because the reason here is every individual human spirit is a supreme one. Okay, everyone is very worth it, everyone is very valuable, right? So their personality is also very worth it. So because of this reason, that every individual should have their own set of respect, and they should have full development of themselves. So that is the individual station which we are going to work upon. Then when we speak, secondly, when we speak about it, when we are democracy, when we are talking about democracy in managing democracy in, it is at an individual level, we can find that it is managing its work, how they are being liberally accepting the other religions, or how they are being accepting the agreements, or how the concept of rule of law is accepted by everyone. Such basic concepts will be developed among the children if the clear understanding of democracy takes place. Thirdly, I can say you that the ideal of the territory communities or local or national countries, or we can find every society is having its own culture, which is it is like a self-expression. So this self-expression basically helps us to think in a political manner, develop our own social groups, have understanding of political rights, develop the common understanding of the national citizenship. So this national citizenship is very important. We are not only citizen of the nation, but we are citizen of the world. So these concerns of democracy need to be imbibed among the children through education, so that a social change and a peaceful reconstruction of the society can happen. Now, let us switch to the other factor, that is the development of moral and intellectual value. How we, when we are imbibing values in social sciences, when we are teaching it, so we can develop certain morals and intellectuals as well. So how we can do that? We can do in the form of, by taking an initiative, by developing them self-reliance, or having a sense of personal responsibility. Okay, yeah. And then we can also find that what, like, we can give them certain projects which will develop them, which will help them to cultivate some intellectual consciousness, understanding the concept clearly, understanding the truth of the information, and moving towards the reality, and having the capacity to distinguish between what is right and wrong, is what intellectual and moral development is talking about. And this can happen when we are teaching social sciences. So when we are enlightening them with the information, definitely their social visions will also be developed. So basically, proper guidance fostered by right guidance, definitely this moral and intellectual development of value can take place. Now let us switch to the other one. Helps in creative use of leisure. That's the best part. Actually, here when we are talking about values, we are also making the students to understand the creativity, which is one of the what you say, one of the need of the society, need of the career, or whatever. So creatively utilizing your leisure, making it more scientific in nature, doing some understanding, making some, and studying the society, doing some experiments, and studying the social factors, all those things can be given outlook of the society, and it will be helping the children to develop modern thinking and to utilize the leisure in a productive manner. So this is one of the best thing we can find in imbibing the values, that we are productively utilizing the leisure when we are imbibing it. And next we can find that it helps for a better choice of career. Yes, here it is very important, wherein social sciences will be playing a major role in deciding your career. So, like we can, for example, those students who have some advantages where parental knowledge and parental efforts help them to choose a career, they don't have any problem. But the vast majority of the people, it is great problem, because social science will help this, because in a way that the community young people will have an opportunity of discovering themselves. So basically, we can find that when they are discovering themselves, they will also develop certain qualities and qualifications. So this understanding makes a person to be more strengthful because based upon their reality, based upon the facts, you can choose your own right job. So this is one of the factor. Another one is it provides right context of specific experience. What do you mean by right context of specific experience? Here, education is making us a child experience by experience and for experience. So when we speak about education, it is nothing but it is of experience by experience and for experience. Because the teaching of social sciences help the teacher to know the art of utilizing the surroundings like physical, social that exist and to extract from the children all they have to contribute to build upon the existing worthwhile information to a new information. Okay, so here we can find that it provides a right context to specific experiences. Now, yeah, take another one, another slide. So here we are speaking in the other system of value system is develops a cosmopolitan outlook and universal brotherhood. So what do we understand by developing a cosmopolitan outlook and universal brotherhood? Here we can find that we can see that we can study different groups of humanity, like how humanity is working, how the learning of social sciences is widening the mental horizon, how this cosmopolitan outlook is making a wide variety of changes in the society, where the customs, the superstitious beliefs, the wrong practices are going to right practices, the law that is sanctioned, how the laws are creating, how the sanctions of the laws are happening, how the institutions are playing in the concept of liberalizing the society. All these factors are influenced based upon the society that they are living in, right? So this help a child to develop, to grow the the what you say, the outward differences, the spiritual affinity between men and men, and they often found that they strive towards the same ends and same goal. Like, for example, if they want to have a job, everybody is working for a job, irrespective of their religion, caste, and custom, anything, right? So, this is the realization, wherein the realization of essential unity of man can be developed. The spirit of kindness, the tolerance towards the nation, and the bond through the international sympathy, the goodwill acts like an antidote against unreasoning and arrogant nationalism. So we can find that this is the way wherein we can develop some uh, values which is mostly universal in acceptance. Now let us switch to the other one that provides a special kind of mental training. What do you mean by mental training? It is a kind of a training which provides a child to find extremely useful factor among themselves when they are growing. For example, to have the solve problem solving ability of day to day life, undoubted facts that usually children have most of the time when they are learning social sciences. And they constant drawing upon the memory to study on and imagine on visualize different types of civilization, different types of culture. All these things are there. The terms like imaginative and sympathy to yeah, sympathy towards each other's classmates and all that is being taught and has been observed. So here we can find that the most important of all is that the ability to correct, the ability to examine, and the ability to correlate facts as an impartial manner and to express the result methodologically. So we can find that when we are providing some mind training, it will help the person, a child, to think logically, to remove bias and prejudice, and to be less judgmental in nature, and to estimate a character in a more rational manner. So this is one of the value imbibing factor which can be developed among the children. Next is carrying out responsibilities, making them responsible. Every child is responsible for their own life. So the concept of individual training, making them responsible, making them realized, and to take proper decisions, to take proper planning of the responsibility. So that's what this carrying out responsibility may help the uh, the kind of what you say, the kind of individuals that they are developing. Okay, so this realization is very important because it makes them to become more responsible. Self-realization will lead to self-response. So when they become self-responsible, then it will be very easy and the things goes very smooth. That can also be developed through social values. Like social may we have this imbibing of the values. Then let us switch to the other one, that is concern for others. This value is very much what you say, very kind-hearted. This thing for having development of the kind-heartedness towards other. So basically, having the idea of welfare, the idea of nurturing the society, to making the society more united and making them feel that we all are one, helping, providing them some helping hand, having mutual respect, sensitivity to the needs of the others. All these things are concerned. Similarly, the next thing we can find that the socialization of students. Okay, so when we speak about socialization of students, then we just share. Yeah, socializing the students. So basically here the child will understand the society, they interact with the social group, and uh, basically they are what you say, developing their identity. So when they are developing their identity, they are working on the yeah, they are working on the how the society works, how the people are living together, how the discipline is maintained in the social relationship, how mankind can be developed, how the child is born with no much of ideas. He will be like an animal, but with time, with the society, they are molding themselves. So that molding is nothing but the socialization, and this socialization helps the student to socialize themselves. Next, we'll switch to the other one, that is open-mindedness. When we speak about open-mindedness, this is one of the very important value that we need to inculcate today, because there's a lot of relativism, and we find that clear thinking and problem solving are the essential part of the democratic life. And that's the reason we call it as open-mindedness. This open-mindedness will give you all-round point of views. It will give you how to plan, how to evaluate, how to consider, how to select, how to behave in the situation. All those factors are being studied or in the open-minded. Similarly, we have the other one, that is developing creativity. So when we are talking about developing of the creativity, definitely creativity is something that is a need of the people, need of the society. If a person is not creative, not improvising themselves, not going constant with the flow, then he may become stagnant in nature. Then we have development of spirit of cooperation and teamwork. So we can give like how we are developing the spirit of cooperation. It's very important because it is in the emerging society. So you need to cooperate through proper behavior, proper ideas, by having good plans, carrying them through completion, evaluating the effectiveness of their work. So all these factors, as they study, or as a child is maturing and undertaking more advanced education, then we can find that this development is very much possible. So with this, we understand that there are different types of values that are existing, how we can develop those values, and it can be imbibed among themselves. So in short, we can find that social efficiency and social relationships, objective attitude, citizen training, integrating knowledge and intelligence, understanding, international understanding, adaptability and appreciation of others' point of view, learning, being sensitive, being constructive in thinking, being having international relationship, have developing efficacy, being national integration, critical thinkers, emotional inters, like in what you say, critical thinking and emotional intelligence, that is there. So all such things are, making a person to be self-disciplined and to develop certain amount of social attitude. So with this, I finish my session for this topic. So in the next class, I'll be discussing on 2.3. Thank you so much till that time.